Though making this video is my first video. Talking about things that are said to people. I know my hair is a mess. I don't know the date. It's March. Oh, it's March 13th, 2018. I dropped my son off to college yesterday with my wife. He came back from spring break. And on the way up there, I was just playing around with my wife, which I do sometimes. I'll play around a little bit, especially when the kids are here. Apparently I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time with them because I drove over the road. So I drove over the road for 11 years, so I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time with my son and my little brother. So, when I get around them, I play around with them a little bit. I joke around, try to have fun with them a little bit, trying to do the things I didn't get to do when they were little. Yeah, my son's 19. I get that. He's going to be 20 in October. And I know that he's got to grow up, and I get that. I understand that. I know there's times to be serious and times to be, you could play around, and there's time to be serious. And I'm serious when I have to be. Most of the time, 90% of the time, I'm serious when it's required. But whenever, I want to play around, I play around. I'll joke around with my wife, and I'll joke around with the kids, and just playing around, just joking around, just getting up, I'm sure people do that in their family, and, just kidding around. Sometimes I overdo it. I agree. I may overdo it sometimes to the point of annoyingness. My wife is not the most happy person on the planet. So I try to counterbalance that with trying to fake to be happy. And a lot of it's just faking because, I had a rough life growing up too. My wife had a really bad upbringing as a kid, and she, has some depression issues, as do I. I grew up pretty fucked up as well, for lack of a better word. So, yeah, I fake it. I fake being happy because I'm from that camp of fake it till you make it, And I've been faking being happy for years, just trying to fake it until I am one day, And everybody thinks, oh, Chris is so happy, he's such a great guy, blah, blah, blah. But deep down inside, I'm not. I'm not happy. I'm depressed, like deeply depressed. And I just fake being happy so people don't know what's going on with me. I don't want my kids to know that I'm this manic depressive, or your dad and your mom are both depressive. So yeah, I counterbalance a lot of the stuff my wife goes through, so my son doesn't have like this negative life. I don't know if that's a good thing, if that's a bad thing. It's hard to say. Some people say it will be, some people say it's not. Yeah, so I counterbalance the negative and the and the unhappiness that my wife kind of goes through on a regular basis, like every day, So I do play around, just trying to just even out that balance of that. I believe in balance. You know, it's not like that. It's not like that all the time, but most of the time. So yesterday we get to the college, and then I'm making a joke about something about Spanish, or we're just joking around. And my wife says to me, "Oh, you're elementary," in a kind of serious tone. And I'm like, "What do you mean elementary?" She says, "You're like a little kid, like you never grew up, like you grew up at 18 and then you just stopped growing, just like you stopped growing mentally." And I'm like, "Wow, okay, that's a really nice thing to say. Not very nice at all, actually." Um, and then my son's chiming in like, "Yeah, you're like the orphan. You're like a child stuck in a man's body." And I know he was joking. I think he thought maybe she was joking, but she was being serious, and I don't think he really understood that. And I was kind of insulted. I was kind of like, wow. It's a nice thing to say in front of our kid, And then she started going on about how our son got his intelligence from her, and wanted to pull up this article on the internet about, the father has no, he's just, the intelligence doesn't come from the father, just from the mother. And then she's like, "Yeah, you're just a sperm donor." And I'm like, wow, really? A sperm donor? That's it? That's all I am in this family, as a sperm donor? Wow. That's it. Just a sperm donor. Wow. Thanks a lot. 20 years of marriage, 19-year-old son in college. I drove over the road 11 years. I had a stroke 2 years ago. But prior to that, I was working over the road, driving trucks, making most of the money, trying to get by, and I'm just a sperm donor. It's kind of fucked up, for lack of a better word. I don't like to use curse words, but sometimes I feel like in certain situations you have to use them, because people will say things to you that you just don't really know how to answer, and that really hurt my feelings. And I was like, wow, and really didn't know how to deal with it. So I'm upset. I am, and I confronted my wife about it this morning, and I was able to hold my anger pretty much all day yesterday. I was hoping for an apology on the way back home when it was just me and her in the car, but she said nothing. She didn't say anything. She didn't even notice that I was upset. And this morning I was like, yeah, I'm mad, and she, because I was upset, and then we got into a big argument, and then she said something like, "Oh, I hope you have another stroke." I'm like, wow, really? That's nice. Yeah, hope you have another stroke. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that's been my day today. 2018 March. I think it's the 13th. So, it's a video diary of my life. It's the first one. I really don't want to make videos like this. It's kind of depressing. But anyway, I'll be seeing you again. Bye.